Greetings, Kiss Nation. Today I'm going to be doing a collection update video. Lately I've been going to thrift stores and finding some Kiss records, and went on eBay and found something that is very cool from the reunion tour. We got like about a couple records, and like I said, that really cool thing I found on eBay. It's really cool for relating to reunion tour. So let's get this going with my first find at the thrift store, which my local thrift stores here rarely have Kiss, if at all. They don't really sell Kiss or rock in general, but there's a thrift store in my area that's really been selling Kiss recently, and I've been going there and just getting what I can get. And one of the things that I found in there was this, the originals. What I remember from from In My Head's channel and even Kiss Army Things channel, they both say, you know, that this is one of the top things to go after when you're collecting Kiss on vinyl. And yeah, this is pretty cool to have. What this is the first 3 albums all on one collection. And I did look at this to see what kind of condition the records were in, and we do have the original paper sleeves that these came with. And that's pretty much what I expected. You don't get like the masks or like whatever the originals came with as as bonus items, but I kind of expected that for how, in this case, how cheap this was. But yeah, this is a cool thing to find. I don't expect to find, you know, the originals too at this thrift store, but but finding the originals, it's a damn good find. This is pretty cool. I've been low-key searching for the originals off and on, and to come across it at my thrift store, pretty cool. Like it. And the next record that I found was this. Look It Up. Now this was like a little bit more cheaper record than the originals, probably because the originals has a bit more value to it, being like a rare thing. Look It Up, I think this is a cool find at a thrift store, seeing as how, you know, like I said, my area rarely has Kiss, if at all they have Kiss. But lately someone's been coming into the store and unloading their Kiss collection. I think that's pretty cool. You know, more for me, I guess, or for anyone else in this area who's a Kiss fan. But lately it's been adding on to it instead of, you know, just getting rid of it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked at the record yet, but that's cool. We have like the lyrics on the vinyl sleeve. Pretty cool. Don't want that to happen. Yeah, it's like a little bit dusty and stuff, but wouldn't keep that from playing. And it's kind of cool to see, you know, the Mercury label on a Kiss record. I think this is my first ever Kiss record from the Mercury label. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, no, I got like Asylum also, but I think, yeah, Asylum was part of the Mercury label. That was pretty cool. Alright. And I will go into detail about this next one. This one was a find that I didn't expect to grab at this thrift store, but yet here it is. Kiss Alive, the Millennium Concert. I did not expect to find this at a thrift store. let alone new and sealed. I already took the plastic wrap off, but yeah, it was new and sealed. I got a brand new, basically 180 gram 2014 release of a Kiss record, and this was like, I had my eye on getting this for a bit since I was like going for the 180 gram Kiss records, and for the live albums they have in 180 gram, they have this one and a live for free, and both were sealed. Both are sealed. I got this one, didn't have enough to get a live for free, but I do plan on getting that at some point. And looking at this, like, this is actually pretty fucking cool. I do like this this front cover of like Kiss on stage and all the bombs going off, and I do love the picture on the back. That is a nice stage shot picture of Kiss. That's really cool. And one thing I will give credit that the record of this concert, this album did, that the CD didn't do, was they put 2000 Man and God of Thunder in more appropriate places on the record. If you remember the CD of this concert, 2000 Man and God of Thunder were slapped dead last at the CD, so you were hearing 2000 Man and God of Thunder right after Kiss played Rock and Roll All Night. So it's kind of like, well, that's weird. Why is that happening? So in my opinion, I feel like the record put 2000 Man and God of Thunder in a more appropriate place. Even though I do have my opinion still that God of Thunder on this album is the weaker version of God of Thunder on a live Kiss album. But still, this was cool to find, and I don't expect to get lucky on finding it at a very low price again. Even when it was new and sealed, that was a pretty low price for me to get. I paid a pretty low price to get this album new and sealed, and I don't expect to get that lucky again. Actually, before I put it back, let's take a look at the record, see what kind of sleeve it looks like. Okay. So you do get the Kiss Mercury label on this record. Did not know that. That's cool. Figured you would get like Universal or something. I'm gonna try putting. Come on. Alright, there we go. I'll rough that sleeve later. Anyways, now for the last one on record that I got that was like pretty cheap, was this, the Peter Criss 7 solo album. And if you really look at the at this cover, like, it's pretty much been banded and stuff. But as Rick says, non-mint means more fun. And I mean, do I like the Peter Criss album? Not really, no. If you watch my review, I did say Peter Criss's album had some songs in there, but I did like, like I'm Gonna Love You, You Matter to Me, Don't You Let Me Down, and Hooked on Rock and Roll, and Tossin' and Turnin'. But as a whole, I mean, this album really didn't do it for me. But I do like some of the songs that are on this album, though. I mean, You Matter to Me is like one of my favorite songs off this album, along with Don't You Let Me Down. That's a really nice, mellow Peter Criss type of song. Hooked on Rock and Roll, that's an awesome song. Loved it in the Kiss Meets the Phantom movie that Kiss did for Kissology. And I do think, you know, he has like some good songs on this album. Just not enough for me to say I like the album a lot. But I know John B. Good, this is his favorite album out of his 78 soul albums. So, you know, this is I know this is his favorite, but you know, just not mine. And I already kind of checked the whole thing. There's no poster, which, you know, for $12 probably no, you're not getting that. But you are getting this little cool. You're getting this cool record. I didn't see this, but you know, it's got Peter Criss's solo album cover picture on the Casablanca label. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. There is like another solo album. There's a couple more solo albums at the thrift store. There's someone, I think the same guy put the entirety of the solo albums on picture discs at the selling me solo albums on picture discs, along with a Gene Simmons included with the poster. So, if anything, I might get one of those. You know, because there's all 4 members with the picture disc, then there's Gene with the poster. So, I might grab Gene with the poster and another solo album on picture disc. But only problem is, the solo albums with the picture disc and Gene with the poster are a pretty high price, like the same amount of money that that the originals were, which was $40. Which for the originals that wasn't bad. Not even for like Gene with the poster, that's not bad either. But you know, but still, I don't. At the moment, I don't really have that kind of money to, you know, go spending on Kiss. The last one I did some crazy spending on to get was to get this, because I knew I really wanted this for the collection and listen to. Alright, so that's all the Kiss records. And I did say we got like one cool extra thing related to the reunion tour, and that is this VHS tape of a Kiss concert from the reunion tour. It is 7/28/96, and for those who don't know that date, that is one of the dates they did for Madison Square Garden. I think like the final date they did for Madison Square Garden. And the tape, well, the tape's nothing special. I mean, you get it kind of looking like this, like a recorded camcorder tape, because that's what it is. It's someone recorded the show at Madison Square Garden, and you know, ended up with this. And I do like this this cover. I mean, it kind of gives me that feeling of like you could actually have gotten this at Kiss Museum from back in the day, or maybe at Kiss conventions. You know, fans were probably selling concerts at Kiss conventions, and this looks like one of them. Like maybe, you know, you get to walk into a Kiss convention during the reunion tour, and you see this. That'd be a cool snag, you know. I think Kiss fans, especially during the reunion tour, if they wanted to get a concert from a show they were at, they would definitely go after. They would definitely go after it. Now, unfortunately, there's no set list on the back of this case. I really can't give you the set list, but I mean, the Madison Square Garden shows up on my YouTube channel. So I mean, if you want to see this show, just go check it out on my YouTube channel. This is just a cool thing to have for Kiss and my VHS collection in general. Also, I mean, I only have now I got 2 Kiss VHS tapes. I got Meets the Phantom and now this. This is pretty cool. I like that. All right, so and that is it for my Kiss collection update for 2025 in as of now. I may get more, you know, depending on how much I have, you know, but as of right now I got I got four records, and a VHS tape. And you guys already know, but I got that new that Kiss Ultimate Edition CD. So I am planning to review that. So there is that, and yeah, I mean, so far it's like a pretty good start to 2025 as for the Kiss collection. And will there be more? I hope so. I mean, like I said, I do plan to get some more from the thrift store, like more soul albums, Alive 3, that kind of stuff. There used to be like an Eric Carr record there, from the record store day. Like his first one, I think it was like Rockology. But that's gone. That's like the first one that kind of went, and that's the only one that's went, so that's really not a big surprise. Seeing as how Eric Carr was that was a pretty popular album, and new releases also. But, if I get more Kiss records from the thrift store, I'll come back here and do another collection update, and we'll talk about it, because this has been pretty fun. Anyways, this has been my Kiss collection update for June and July. Hope you liked it. Until next time we meet, I'll see you around. Later.